Are you looking to create out-of-tree QEMU devices, but feeling a bit lost? You're not alone. Today, we're diving into the world of QEMU and exploring how to set up these devices effectively. I understand how challenging it can be to work with QEMU, especially when you want to keep its source untouched while still adding your own devices. This is a common concern among developers, and it's great that you're seeking solutions. Let's look at the specific question at hand. How can you create out-of-tree QEMU devices? You mentioned two possible mechanisms, using IPC like QMP and QAPA, or loading a shared library plugin. Both are valid approaches, but which one is right for you? To understand the issue better, let's break down the required capabilities. You need to inject interrupts, register callbacks for register access, and modify main memory. These capabilities are crucial for effective device management. Stay with me, because at the end of this video, I will share a valuable tip that can save you time and effort when working with QEMU. To create out-of-tree QEMU devices, the user should first decide on the mechanism they want to use. They can choose between inter-process communication, or IPC, and loading a shared library plugin. Each method has its own advantages. Next, the user needs to ensure that the required capabilities are available. These include the ability to inject interrupts, register callbacks for register access, and modify main memory. After confirming the capabilities, the user should implement the interrupt injection. This can be done using the existing QMP and QAPI mechanisms, which allow for effective communication between the host and the device. Next, the user should focus on memory access. They can read memory using the X and XP monitor commands. For writing to memory, they might explore the GDB API, which should provide the necessary functionality. Finally, the user can test their out-of-tree device by running QEMU with their new device model. They should monitor the interactions to ensure everything is functioning as expected. Fun fact, QEMU is named after the word quick emulator. It's a powerful tool that has evolved significantly over the years, and you're part of that evolution by exploring out-of-tree devices. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach to creating out-of-tree QEMU devices involves using a PCI device that can be displayed in the lspci command. This method simplifies PCI driver implementation by allowing the device to act as a module. The user also suggests extending this functionality to resemble the EduPCI feature of QEMU. That wraps up that answer. Let's move on to another one. An alternative approach comes from a user who mentions a fork of QEMU that supports shared library plugins. This fork is based on QEMU version 4.0 and allows for the creation of out-of-tree plugins, although documentation is limited. Let's check out another perspective from a different user. An alternative approach was shared by Peter Maydell, a key contributor to QEMU. He mentioned that device plugins are not supported because the QEMU team does not want to facilitate the use of out-of-tree, non-GPL, or closed-source devices. He also highlighted the importance of understanding the QEMU plugin system, which could be useful for related applications. He expressed disappointment over the lack of a kernel module interface in QEMU, suggesting that it should be exposed without stability guarantees to ease development. Here's a pro tip. Always document your process when creating out-of-tree devices. This will save you time in the future and help others who might face similar challenges. And there you have it. You've learned how to create out-of-tree QEMU devices using IPC or shared library plugins. Remember, the key is to choose the method that best fits your needs. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more insights and tips.